Hello, I'm going to point out some more flaws of these white supremacists like a Kobadega 7. Well, the first example is to analyze his argument that advanced cultures or sophisticated cultures or cultures with technology are objectively superior to cultures that are less complicated, less involved in technology, and are basically what we call tribal. That is a relative argument, and I can use white philosophers who would support this type of argument. Nietzsche may be one of them, but some of the German philosophers or British philosophers or European philosophers. The first thing is that they say that intelligence, many of them would say intelligence is a utility. It is not a virtue. It's not an objective measurement of man's worth in the world. So therefore, it cannot be used to measure man's objective superiority, Mr. Kobadega. And I will use your statement to prove that. It's on a Dick of Anubis board. He's another white supremacist. And he states, fortunately for the Negroid, they never developed anything in Africa, so they don't have to worry about an earthquake. If a piece of their mud hut falls off, they can just pick it up and slap it back on and be laughing out loud. He's absolutely right. Tribal cultures do not have to worry about earthquakes or natural disasters compared to so-called advanced cultures, because advanced cultures use more materials and use dangerous materials to build their quote-unquote homes. So, using his statement, we can easily argue that if there's a major earthquake that takes out or is threatening to a industrialized nation, like for example France, all of France will be the victim of an earthquake, we can argue that a civilized society or an advanced society, I hate using the word civilized, an advanced society with using industrial materials and inventions from other members of that society, which are very few, would be inferior to a tribal and simple culture. Again, showing that cultures and types of societies, different types of societies, in terms of measuring their superiority and inferiority, is relative. Again, I'll even use the intelligence argument, the IQ argument. The IQ test does not test strong memory, does not test the memory. It does not test, which is very important, strong retention. It does not test judgment. It does not test charisma or social skills. It does not test leadership skills. It does not test the ability to be cognizant or aware, have a high alertness or visual awareness. And in many fields, if you have those skills, you can have high-paying jobs. So the point that this IQ is the objective measurement of income and measurement of how, if you're going to be a success in the society, is absurd. Case in point, we look into Queens, New York. Blacks have a higher income than whites, and they live in Queens, New York, have higher incomes and live in probably relatively safe neighborhoods. So what, their IQ is lower? Does it matter? I mean, you know, is IQ gonna, another thing, is IQ going to help you, make you happy? No. A lot of high IQ whites, I might say, disproportionately commit suicide for lot more than those low IQ negroids. Again, the race realists, some of the race realists, and I'm sure there's some of the race realists are exploiting this IQ thing to declare victory in terms of justifying perhaps many unjustified acts. I'll just leave you with that. Have a nice day.